Second Ezra 15 verse 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings, nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Call halal, la Yahweh, Bahasam Yahweh Sai, Bahasam Kakudash, Barakata Yahweh, Barakata Yahweh Sai, the water, Yahweh Bahasam Yahweh Sai, Bahasam Kakudash. Double honors to the apostles, to the elders of Yasharala, Greatmillstone. Shalom to the 144,000. Shalom to the elect. Right. Second Ezra 15 chapter goes into societal collapse. Worldwide, it's not just going to be in America, but it's definitely going to happen in America. All right. There ain't going to be no 911. The 911's going to need 911. All right, it's going to be no 911, no National Guard, no military, no FBI, nothing, man. It's going to be every person for themselves, every man for themselves. All right, the law of the jungle. Everybody's going to do whatever the hell they want, all right? The course of their actions shall stand in their power. So they're going to be able to do whatever the hell they want. No law, no social contract. Nothing stopping people from raping, killing, stealing. It's going to be just like this, all right? Mad Max movie. All right, people are going to be fighting for gasoline, water, food, resources. They're going to be banding up in groups. Look at Jake. With a mohawk. Alright, they're going to be banding up in groups. Just stealing from people, man. And you'll be lucky if they leave you alive. Alright. When the gangs take over the highway. Right, 10 examples from 10 different cities of the Mad Max environment that now reigns in America's streets. Alright, the following are 10 examples from 10 different cities of the Mad Max environment that now reigns in America's streets. Theft has become so rampant in Washington, D.C., that CVS has replaced toilet paper and paper towels with framed photos of those products and a buzzer that customers must press to buy. Only in America. How did Don King say only in America? Well, it ain't just gonna be only in America. I mean, I don't see that here in DR and in other countries. But collapse is like coming to America first. Look at this shit, man. You know how embarrassing it is, but hey, I need a roll of toilet paper. Gotta hit that button right there. Hey, they ain't stealing, what's this? Is that Canada Dry? All right, a soda. Surprise! But it's gonna come to that, man. They're gonna have to put food and drinks, right, behind glasses or cages or whatever, man. Or there's just gonna be a walk-through window, like a lot of businesses do with Uber Eats. With Uber Eats workers, where you just come to a window and then you search for the order, and you tell them you got an order, and then they bring it to you. And that shit became popular during the pandemic, so I wouldn't be surprised if these stores switch to that kind of that kind of business. Number two, an axe-wielding carjacker in downtown St. Louis was shocked when one potential victim that he approached decided to pray. He said, God is good. Sound like a Jake. The suspect, identified as Romel S. Taylor, 37, was charged with first-degree attempted robbery and felony robbery regarding two unrelated incidents. It says Taylor is accused of holding up a large axe when approaching the victim who was getting out of his car. When the suspect allegedly told the man to give him his keys, the victim did something surprising. He asked Taylor if he would consider praying with him there in the street, and when he began lifting up a prayer, Taylor reportedly turned and walked away, according to charging documents in the case. Wait a second, I ain't see this. It says surveillance footage recorded the incident. Probably, probably Jake. It's probably Jake that did that. All right. The Most High showed him mercy, but I'm betting he was gonna pray to Cesare Borgia. So the Most High just cut him off right there. He said, "Nah, just before you even mention Cesare Borgia's name, I'm gonna cut you off right there." Number three, four criminals wearing black ski masks recently robbed a jewelry dealer right in the middle of a highway in Los Angeles. The driver, who was robbed by a group of thieves last month after they crashed into his car on the 10th freeway, was a jewelry dealer from Hong Kong, according to the California Highway Patrol. Hey, so these people from these other nations, they're gonna be catching hell too. All right, it's gonna be a diverse. It's gonna be diversity in the hell. All right, it ain't gonna be not just one race. Number four, unconscious addicts are sprawled across the road for hundreds of yards every single morning in downtown San Francisco. Check this out. Look at this shit. This shit is ridiculous, man. And there's already a chemical that can help cure addiction. All right, they got chemicals that can help cure addiction, but they're not gonna advertise these things, man. All right, they got this African root called ibogaine, and that shit can help kick almost any addiction. I think probably every single one. I mean, there's just something about it that just kicks out the demons for some reason. It's like you burning sage in your house or some shit. It just cleanses the crib from spirits. They don't know about no ibogaine, man. These people need ibogaine treatments, man. Hey, and look at the name of it, ibogaine, all right? Igbo, because I think it's somewhere around, they discovered it around Igbo tribes in West Africa. People who take that shit, well, not all of them, but that's why I said most addictions. But a lot of those people, they never want to touch whatever they was on ever again after they get done with that shit. But look, man, look how fallen America is. Do smoking rock in the middle of the street. And look at all these stores, man. All these stores closing up because of all the fucking bullshit that's going on in San Francisco. I don't believe these statistics because how you gonna like how you gonna trust the fox to guard the hen house? You know what I'm saying? Look, the source, San Francisco Police Department. How you gonna trust them to give you the right facts? They're saying that all of this shit went down. Larceny, rape, total crimes went down, but only robbery went up. Man, lying? They gotta be lying, man. All that shit is getting worse. Woman gives birth on San Francisco sidewalk after smoking crack. It's messed up, man. America is messed up. It's sick. In Oakland, a district attorney that got elected with the help of George Soros, Malachite, just had a laptop stolen from her own vehicle. You know, the end up want to get into politics. End up want to be anywhere but home, cooking and taking care of her children and cleaning and shit. How bad is crime in Dallas? Well, it turns out that retail theft in the city was up 73% through the first 6 months of 2023. It's just niggas just robbing shit. Okay? Alright? Thiefing. Alright? They just robbing shit. Number 7. In Miami, MMA fighter Javier Baez had to fight for his life after a knife-wielding maniac started attacking him. And that, you can see that video on YouTube. I think I'm not gonna play it there because probably put a strike on the video. Even though the video is everywhere, you know how these people get down. Alright, number 8. It is being alleged that a 16-year-old girl in Gordon, Nebraska slit the throat of her newborn baby and stuffed the body into a bag of dog food. Damn. They don't say, I don't think they say her name or anything, man, but I wouldn't be surprised if that's Jake. I mean, that could be a white girl too. Alright, I seen some horrible Edomite crimes. They won't mention the name or show a picture because it's a minor. Number 9, in Chicago, conditions have gotten so bad that immigrants are fleeing the city in large numbers, and one even declared that the American dream doesn't exist anymore. Michael Castejon, 39, an immigrant who came here with his family, told the Chicago Tribune that because he was unable to afford rent and unable to get his work permit, he was taking his family back to Venezuela. You see? What does that verse remind you of? I mean, what does that remind you of? What verse does that remind you of? Right, the American dream doesn't exist anymore. There's nothing here for us, he said. How many more months of living in the streets will it take? No more. It's better that I leave. At least I have my mother back home. We just want to be home. If we're going to be sleeping in the streets here, we'd rather be sleeping in the streets over there, Castellon added. The report notes that at one station, over 40 people have left to either move home or to a different city within the U.S. Hey, so Northern Kingdom is getting disenchanted with the whore of Babylon. I couldn't do an article like, okay, number 10, I couldn't do an article like this and leave out New York City. The Big Apple is being overwhelmed by so many immigrants that Mayor Eric Adams is considering handing out tents and allowing them to camp in parks and other outdoor spaces. Yeah, imagine Central Park looking like that. Imagine you're like a millionaire, you're on Park Avenue. You got a on a top floor penthouse on Park Avenue, and you gotta look down and see a whole you gotta look down and see a whole bunch of tents. Like, damn, you paid millions for this shit and now you gotta see that? It's fucked up, man. America is losing its just charm, man. It's losing everything, man. Isaiah 13 verse 14. And it shall be as the chased roe, and as a sheep that no man taketh up, like an animal is going around wild. They shall every man turn to his own people and flee everyone into his own land. Hey, you heard it right there. Dude said he wanted to go back to Venezuela, man. It's so bad in a capitalist country that he wants to go back to like whatever Venezuela is, like a socialist capitalist country. And the shit is bad over there. Man, there's a whole bunch of Venezuelans over here in DR. I'm gonna end it with this. Jeremiah 51 verse 8. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Howl for her. Take balm for her pain. If so be, she may be healed. And that's the Most High being sarcastic there at that part, because America's not going to be healed. And it tells you there in verse 9, you would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her, and let us go everyone into his own country. For her judgment reacheth unto heaven, and is lifted up even to the skies. Hey, so when that war pop off and they start drafting people, how much you want to bet Northern Kingdom, all these illegals, which really, they're not really illegals, because that land belongs to the Northern Kingdom, the Gad, all right, Gad, so-called Seminoles, Reuben, etc. That belongs to them. But how much you want to bet, these so-called illegals are going to be like, man, let's go back to China. Let's go back to Hong Kong. Let's go back to Africa. Let's go back to Europe. Let's go back to Mexico. Let's go back to South America, man. That's what the dude said. He wants to go back to Venezuela. But when those missiles go out, it's going to be too late, because that judgment is coming in 1 hour. And there's no way you're going to be able to evacuate to your country in an hour, unless that plane is leaving the runway at that very moment. I'm going to leave it there. Hope the video was edifying. Shalom.